Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 2, lesson 2.3. Please make sure when you start your notes today that you have your name over here. Please have your date and the title for today's lesson. Please make sure that you copy all of this down. So I want to make sure you have the lesson title, dividing mixed numbers. That's exactly what we are talking about. Please make sure you copy this down as well. Alright, have all of this copied down. If you do not have this copied down, which that means, well, you didn't take your notes. So please press pause, copy this down, and then we'll move on to the next question. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that we do need to know about dividing mixed numbers, well, this is basically the rule that you just need to know. When you are dividing mixed numbers, first thing you need to do is write them into improper fractions. So step 1, improper fractions. And then step 2, divide fractions how you normally would. Let's remind ourselves on how we divide fractions. Step 1, write down the problem. Let's say we're going to do an easy one. We'll just say 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 4. Actually, no. 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 4. Alright. Step 2. What you want to do is you want to flip the what? Flip the second fraction. What's the actual math word that we're looking for? We're looking for the reciprocal. Okay? Which means we're going to flip the second fraction. So you should rewrite this problem. Again, you have 1 over 2. And now you're going to have 4 over 3. And remember that the division sign turns into a what? Into a multiplication. Times. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how do we multiply fractions? We multiply fractions straight across. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. But we can simplify. One number goes into 4 and 6. Well, that's 2. So let's divide. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we simplify fractions. So, first things first, turn it into improper fraction, then divide by normal. Here we go. Let's, first of all, we're just going to simplify this fraction. So, this one's just a review of what we've done. Well, let's see, ladies and gentlemen, how many times can 5 fit into 12? If you honestly don't know, a good way is to draw this out. Now, when I say draw this out, if there's like a big number, it probably won't help you draw it out, but a small number like this shouldn't be that bad. So let's see. I'm going to try to draw them into groups of 5. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's going to be divided by 5. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so how many times can 5 fit into 12? Well, it fits in there once, right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's going to fit into there one more time. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many times can 5 fit into 12? Well, we know it's going to fit in there 2 times. What's left over? We have a 2. And our denominator stays the same. So that's 5. So the answer for this question is 2 and 2 over 5. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do need the division chart, please grab it. It should be in my room. Alright, let's try another one. We're going to simplify this one as well. Now remember I said if it's a big number like this, it's going to be very hard to draw it out. But if you really need to learn how to do it, then you can do that as well. So I'm going to draw it out just so we can figure it out. We have groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to draw my dots. So let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm going to draw them in groups of 4. Now let's see. How many times can 4 go into 21? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 goes into 21 5 times. Denominator stays the same. And what's left over? Just 1. So your answer for this question is 5 and 1/4. Alright, let's see if we can get into our actual lesson today. We got about 13 more practice questions. Try your best. If you don't know how to do sorry, if you don't know what the protocol is, I actually would like you to press pause right now. Press pause, try to answer this question, and then afterwards look and see if you did the correct work by following what I am doing. Alright, let's try it out. First things first, we said we need to turn this into an improper fraction, so let's do that. How do we do that? Well, we multiply here, and then we add here. Maybe I'll do that in a different color. And then we add here. Alright, so let's do that. We have 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 gives you 5 over 2 divided by 1 over 4. Alright, so step 2, we wrote it down. Step 3, we want to flip the second fraction. So you now have 5 over 2, and we're going to flip this. This goes over there, and that goes over there. So you now have 4 over 1, and then we said the division sign turns into a multiplication sign. Alright, well, normally we would multiply straight across, but ladies and gentlemen, do you notice anything that we can do? Yes, we can. What can we do here? We can simplify. So let's simplify. What number can go into 2 and 4? 2 can. So I'm going to rewrite this again. I have 5 over 2 divided by 2 times 4 divided by 2 over 1. Now I'm going to solve it. 5 stays the same. What's 2 divided by 2? Well, that's 1. Sorry about that. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2 over 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how do we multiply fractions? We multiply fractions straight across. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. But another way to write 10 over 1 is just 10. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We divided our first mixed number. Let's try another one. Here we go. Step 1 again is to write this into, let's write 1, turn this into an improper fraction. There we go. How do we do that? Well, we multiply. If you need to use the fraction sheets, please do so. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is, so you now have 13 over 3 divided by 2 over 3. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have step 2. We wrote down the problem. Right? Write down the problem. Step 3, we're going to flip the second fraction. So we have 13 over 3. And then we have 3 over 2, right? We're going to flip it. That goes over there, and that goes over there. And then what happens to the division sign? Division sign turns into multiplication. But before we multiply, we're going to try to simplify. So let's see. Is there a number that we can simplify? Yes, there is. It's going to be this one right here. So rewrite your problem. What number can go into 3 and 3? Well, it's going to be 3. So 3 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 over 2. Alright, let's see what's going on. So let's write it. We have 13. What's 3 divided by 3? That's 1. What's 3 divided by 3? That's 1 over 2. Now we just got to multiply. 13 times 1 is 13. 1 times 2 is 2. But we're not done. We need to find out or simplify this. So if we're struggling again, let's draw our shapes. So we have a group of 2, and then these ones on top, I'm going to try to group them in groups of 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now let's see how many times can 2 go into 13. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know 2 can go into 13 6 times. My denominator stays the same, and what's left over? 1. So your answer for this problem is 6 and 1/2. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look on how much work we did for just one problem. Try your best while you're working through these. Alright, here's another one. Please remember that I would like you to press pause right now, try and answer it, then come back and see if we can do it together. Alright, step 1. Step 1 is you need to turn this into an improper fraction. So to do that, we're going to multiply this, and then we are going to add this. Well, if you have your fraction chart, or if you know this off the top of your head, 6 times 3 is 18. And then 18 plus 2 is going to give you 20 over 3. Rewrite your problem, 5 over 6. Step 2, we wrote it down. Step 3, we want to what? Flip the second fraction. So you now have 20 over 3, and you have 6 over 5, right? We want to flip this. Please don't get used to skipping steps. Write down all the steps. It'll be much easier later on. All right. And then what happens to the division sign? It turns into multiplication. So now we just need to multiply. Is there something we can simplify, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, there is. There's two of them. So we have this one right here, and then we also have this one right here. Let's start off with one in yellow. What number goes into 3 and 6? That's going to be 3. So we're going to divide by 3. And then what number goes into 20 and 5? Well, if we don't know, it's going to be 5. So let's divide this. We have 20 divided by 5, 3 divided by 3, times 6 divided by 3, and 5 divided by 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we write it out. There's no way we're going to remember all of this in our heads. That's why we have to rewrite the problem. Let's solve them one at a time. What is 20 divided by 5? If you don't know, please look at your multiplication chart, division chart. 20 divided by 5 is 4. I'm going to cross that off so I know I finished it. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then I know 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then 5 divided by 5 is 1. And I know I have to multiply fractions straight across. So 4 times 2 is 8. And 1 times 1 is 1. And another way to write 8 over 1 is just 8. So your answer for this problem, again, take a look at all this work that we did. Your answer for this problem is 8. Ooh, now we got 2 mixed numbers. But we can do this. All you got to do is follow all the steps. Step 1 is, again, what do you need to do? Turn this into an improper fraction. So you have to multiply, and then we need to add. So if you have a multiplication chart, 8 times 3 is 24, and then 24 plus 1 is, oops, I almost dropped my pen, is 25 over 3 divided by, let's do this one over here. We're going to multiply. 2 times 9 is 18, and then 18 plus 2 is 20. So you now have 20 over 9. All right, so step 2, wrote it down. Step 3, we need to what? Flip it. Flip which one? We flip the second one. So you have 25 over 3. This turns into multiplication, and then you have 9 over 20. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can multiply straight across, but I really don't want to multiply 25 times 9. So I'm going to try to simplify. I know 20 and 25 can be simplified. I also know that 9 and 3 can also be simplified. All right. So let's see. What number can go into 3 and 9? That's going to be 3. And then what number can go into 25 and 20? Well, that's going to be 5. So let's write this all out. I have 25 divided by 5 and 3 divided by 3. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just copying this down, this is not going to help you. Your job is to be able to answer these questions on your own without having my help. That's why I always ask you guys to please press pause first, answer the question, and then check your work. That is how we are supposed to be doing this. So let's divide. So 25 divided by 5, I know that is going to give me 5. 3 divided by 3 is going to give me 1. 9 divided by 3 is going to give me 3. And then 20 divided by 5 is going to give me 4. So now all I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is multiply straight across. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 4 is 4. Now I just need to simplify. If we know it off the top of our heads, you can solve it. I'm going to do it just a little bit longer way, just for some of us that are still struggling on this. So I'm going to draw it all out. I have groups of 4. So I'm going to draw these in groups of 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oops, we only got 15. There we go. All right, so let's see how many groups of 4 do we have. So I have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So how many times is 4 going to 15? It's going to be 3 times. Your denominator stays the same. That's 4. And then what's left over, you have 3. So your answer for this problem is 3 3/4. Good job. Let's try another one. Here we go. This time we have a whole number. Ladies and gentlemen, let's remind ourselves, how do we turn a whole number into a fraction? You put the whole number over what? Over 1. Good. So now that we know that, let's follow the rules. Step 1, you want to turn this into an improper fraction. How do we do that? Well, we multiply this and we add this. Let's multiply. 9 times 5 is 45, and 45 plus 4 gives you 49 over 5 divided by 7 over 1. All right. Step 2, we wrote it down. Step 3, we want to what? Flip the problem. Flip which one? The second one. So you have 49 over 5. This turns into multiplication. And now you have 1. Oops, you have 1 over 7. Well, if we know some of our division problems, ladies and gentlemen, we know that 7 and 49 can be simplified. So let's simplify. What number can go into 49 and 7? Well, that's going to be 7. So let's rewrite our problem. You have 49 divided by 7. And then you have 5 times 1 and 7 divided by 7. So let's solve it. What is 49 divided by 7? I know that's 7 over 5. And then what is 7 divided by 7? That is 1. So how do we multiply fractions, ladies and gentlemen? We multiply straight across. 7 times 1 is 7. 5 times 1 is 5. But I have to simplify, right? So I need to find out how many times 5 can go into 7. If you already know, solve it. If you don't, we're going to do it by drawing it out. So I have groups of 5. We're dividing by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to draw groups of 7. 1, 2, 3, or sorry, groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many times can 5 go into 7? Well, we know it can go into there 1 time. Our denominator stays the same, and what is left over? 2. So your answer for this problem is 1 2/5. Here we go. Let's see if we can do another one. Another one. Now, it looks like all of them are pretty much the same. Ooh, here we go. These last ones, where they give you like 3 steps. We'll actually do these in class together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did a few problems together. We did 5 full problems together. I'm hoping that this was enough practice for you. The hardest part is going to be knowing your multiplication and division. If you are struggling, please do not use a calculator, but what I'd like you to use is use your multiplication charts and division charts. All right, try your best on your homework, and I will see you guys when I get back.